I was diagnosed with glaucoma, so I became totally blind. After being told go to Kenya Society for the Blind, I was not comfortable. Kenya Society for the Blind, this is for blind people. I'm not blind. I can wash clothes, I can clean the house. With minimal supervision, I can cook. Just that I'm scared of, sometimes unashika, unaangalia kama sufuria imeshikika vizuri, and then you get burnt. Indeed.
Because of the condition, right?
When you get married and you're not having any disability, you don't expect.
In the face of life's greatest challenges, some individuals shine as examples of extraordinary resilience and determination. Charity Chigulu is one such person whose journey through adversity has not only defined her career, but inspired many around her.
I'm a journalist, visually impaired, but well able. I work for Radio Africa as a writer. I write for the radio, but also for the Star newspaper on digital.
The Kenya Times looks at Chigulu's journey that took a challenging turn in 2017 when she was diagnosed with glaucoma that ended up leaving her blind.
I got interested in health stories, after I became visually impaired. I was diagnosed with glaucoma, so I became totally blind. And, when I realized that there's a condition called glaucoma, I didn't know about it.
The National Eye Institute defines glaucoma as a group of eye disease that can cause vision loss and blindness by damaging the optic nerve at the back of the eye. Chigulu got an interest in writing health stories after she was diagnosed with the disease to raise awareness to people living with conditions that are unknown to them. The journalist says she was first diagnosed with glaucoma in 2017 and completely lost her sight in the year 2018. But how was it for her at the first time?
I realized that I had glaucoma in 2017. I did not realize. I was told by the doctor. I experienced some few challenges in mobility, as in moving around. I was employed as a news reader at Radio Jambo.
Yes.
That is Radio Africa. So after some time, I was employed in 2015. Then 2017, I was diagnosed with glaucoma. That is the time my vision had become blurred. I could not see well. And at times, you are in the middle of a script because you read news live. So as I'm reading, I get a blackout. So you're like, ama msikilizaji, samahani. And then you find yourself back. So when I started experiencing that, and when I step out, when it's at night especially, I see something like a rainbow around the bulbs on the light. So I was using some specs, so this is you think this is a normal thing. I need maybe to change the specs. Nguvu imeisha. So I go to an ophthalmologist, but mostly I used to go to opticians. I just change the specs and then I'm good to go. But this one, it was not changing. When I went to Mombasa, then my ex-husband was staying in Mombasa. So I go to Mombasa for my leave and I cannot move out. I cannot move around, Nataka kureresha, sijui ndo katre viazi. But you cannot move out. When you step out, it's misty all over. It's misty, And when you decide acha niende hivyo unakanyaga tu maji, then you see people laughing, that's when you realize kulikuwa na maji. You see. So before my leave ended in Mombasa, I went to see an ophthalmologist now, a glaucoma expert, who now told me, okay, not really a glaucoma expert. I think he was a general ophthalmologist, an eye specialist. So he checked and said, oh, madam, you have glaucoma. This is a condition. What is that? It's hereditary. And I started analyzing. In my family, there's no one who is blind or has any visual impairment. And I was in denial, I just told the doctor, thank you very much, but I don't think that is true. And he referred me to Nairobi because I was coming back to Nairobi. I went, checked again. second opinion, it's the same thing. So I just use eye drops because a huge percentage of the vision had been lost, the optical nerves. So you know the condition eats up your optical nerves. Yeah. So you become blind gradually and silently. Because there's no pain. There's no pain. That you can say, let me go and check this pain, it's just painless. So I use the eye drops, but with time it keeps deteriorating until completely. Kaisha, because it's an acquired blindness. You were not born that way. You have to adjust. If something new comes into your life, you're like, sasa you start thinking, ilitoka wapi? I started googling, trying to understand. So me hapo trying to understand what is this. It comes when you're 45 years. I'm not 45, I'm 32. What is happening? In fact, I tried to tell the doctor, explain to me. Explain to me, because that is the second doctor who I was the third doctor, the glaucoma specialist now, Shilamako. She made me understand that this condition, people who are 45 years and above, they are more at higher risk than others. And I was like, I'm not 30, I'm not 45. So why is it too early? It did not augur well with me. I think I started, I sat down with my boss and we talked. Akaniambia, this is not the end of your life, vitu kama hizo. But wewe umevaa hicho kiatu ndo nahisi. Some thoughts come in and you're like, no, how do you stop reading news? What else can you do? And I was not so good at writing. I was just good at my voice. So alafu kwa sababu umelelewa Kiswahilini, unajua vizuri, I translate from English to Swahili. So I'm good in Swahili. Now I start thinking, how do I write? I even cannot see. How do I do it? I used to come to work because they told me, usiache kuja job, as in ukiacha hapo ndo unajimaliza. Actually, I got in touch with Crystal Lasige also became visually impaired because of glaucoma. So she just told me some few tricks how to maneuver. And I can tell you, I tried, but all the same, my company came in handy. The company came in handy, really came in handy in terms of taking me to school so that I can learn how to write without using the site, counseling,
It was at this stage that she met a glaucoma specialist, Dr. Sheila Mako, who advised her to join the Kenya Society for the Blind. However, due to denial and fear of losing her job, Chigulu was hesitant to join the Rehabilitation Center.
After being told go to Kenya Society for the Blind, I was not comfortable. Kenya Society for the Blind, this is for blind people. I'm not blind. I was not seeing, but that denial. You cannot.
You've not accepted.
You cannot call me a blind person. You cannot call me a blind person. But eventually, I had to go. I had to go for the rehabilitation. I met good people there, fellow visually impaired people, and they encouraged me. They have very successful stories.
But what happened next? Did she continue to work and write new stories?
The company that paid everything, they sat with me and they put some sense that you need to go, because I had told Susan, shush, don't tell the HR that nimeambiwa niende Kenya Society for, because when you try that, no, that story, I will be sacked. I'll be sacked. That was my fear. I'll be sacked, and if I'm sacked, where do I start? I cannot go back home. I didn't have parents back then. I'm newly married. I think I was 2017. I was 3 years in marriage. Now I will, fear also that nitaachwa. Nitaachwa na bwana. You see, so the company paid for my laptop, to procure the laptop that has JAWS. I think it's 150,000 plus the counseling. They helped me. They were really supportive, and I'm grateful to God. After some time, I was able to write now. I was able to write. It felt so nice.
After going through the struggles with glaucoma, Charity faced rejection from her husband, who would later leave her after spending 3 years in marriage.
It ended.
Because of the condition, right?
It ended. You know, people, when you get married, and you're not having any disability, you don't expect. You understand?
Sure.
Yeah.
The journalist works from home and barely goes to the office, but at the company, Chigulu says she gets help from her colleagues, who help her in moving around and boarding a matatu towards home.
I don't come to work every day.
Yeah.
I work from home.
Oh.
Yes, the company allowed me to work from home, especially during the COVID time, because it started during the COVID time. Yeah. Kushika, UAP, how do I maneuver? I can't.
Yeah.
So they recommended that I work from home, but as long as I deliver.
Oh.
Yeah. So I come to the office once in a while. I don't come every day. But the time that I started working from work, I used to, very supportive. I have very supportive colleagues. Yeah. Anything I need, anytime, moving around. Yeah. Because they take me, to the stage. They ensure nimepanda basi. Nimefika nyumbani, nimefika, niko sawa, I'm okay. At home I have an aide who helps me in cooking, washing. But now I adjusted so I can do things by myself.
You can wash?
Yes, I can wash clothes, I can clean the house. With minimal supervision, I can cook. Just that I'm scared of, sometimes unashika, unaangalia kama sufuria imeshikika vizuri, then you get burnt. So I wear my clothes, nakunja, I arrange my clothes well. I know this is, hapa kuna shati, hapa kuna skati, hapa kuna dresses. Yeah, according to the statistics from the ophthalmology department, I think it's the third cause of blindness. And it's irreversible. You cannot reverse it. Once you've lost, umepoteza. So prevention is a better option. But that one is only possible if people know about it. But we are not so good. We only talk about glaucoma on World Glaucoma Day, Glaucoma Week, Awareness Week. Yeah. We don't talk much about glaucoma. This thing is it's not painful, it's painless. You will only see, you cannot see from your periphery, these sides. You can only focus, but you can, and gradually, you see the rainbow. I told you about. It's when you look at the light, you see like there's a rainbow around.
Some colors.
Some colors around. Please go and check. But I will say, do not wait for the symptoms. Every time you go for a checkup, other conditions, please get an ophthalmologist to check your eyes, check the pressures, check everything if it's entered, because that way you can get an early intervention. If in case by any chance, and God forbid, that they see a trace of it, when it's still not advanced, you can save a percentage of your sight. You don't have to become blind. Okay, you cannot reverse what has already been damaged, but the percentage that is remaining, you can retain it through a proper management.
The journalist, during her free time, loves singing and is part of the praise and worship team in her church.
Let me tell you something. In church, they did not. I'm in the praise and worship. They did not tell them, "We want sasa catching." No, I would still lead. Someone holds my hand, napanda kwa pulpit, I minister, and I come down, and I feel so good.
Just of us, even one chorus song that you love.
Oh my, nikupe basi. Nilijua utatenda, ila sikujua ni kwa namna hii. Yesu, nilijua utafanya, ila sikujua ni kwa namna hii.